I did not watch
Wait.
Junji Ito Collection.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
This podcast is brought to you by JList.com. Well, the snack box at JList is rolling into the summer. They have a huge variety of tasty treats for you. They have the Kabaya salt and butter bread mini cookie, the crunchy twist cheese rice cracker, the Lotte custard cake, blueberry cheesecake something or other, the Noble magic fruit chewing candy. And of course, don't forget Gudetama candy, because everyone loves Gudetama. 16 snacks in all and a $5 JList coupon over at jlist.com/box. So I don't know what you're doing. Go over there and get it right now. And now, it's time to start the show.
やっほーみんなアニメアディクツアノニマスのライブブロードキャスト聞かないと泣いちゃうよ You are listening to the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast. Make your anime addiction worse at AAAPodcast.com. And now, here are your anime addicts.
Hello, all you anime addicts out there, and welcome to the 426th episode of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast, because this train will never stop. I am your host, Mitsuki, and I am joined by the lovely, the very, very lighthearted Enzo today, calling him from Brooklyn. How art thou?
I'm lighthearted today because
You
I'm
are.
fucking happy.
See?
I'm happy.
I don't
Guys,
know-
the World Cup. It's the World Cup.
Oh.
Peru's in it. They lost, but who cares? My boys are in.
Hey, man, you
Let's
had
do
a
this.
wonderful time with your family, so...
Yeah, it was
Rock
really
on.
nice. So I'm off that high right now.
That photograph kind of warmed my heart, I won't lie.
I was really touched that you liked the photo of me and my family posing like a soccer team. Thank you.
And of course, we can't forget a woman located in Cincinnati. She is the mother of corgis, the keeper of all anime
am?
boy butts, the 100%er of trash anime games. Her name is Mandy. What is up?
Thanks for that intro. I really
I-
appreciate it.
the
Hi,
keeper of
I'm
boy
so
butts.
happy to be here.
She can analyze.
What about the corgis?
No, keep. Oh, did I say mother of corgis?
Yeah, no, I don't have a corgi.
Oh, well, you're gonna have
It's
to
the
get
mother
one.
of the mother of ferrets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mother of
it's
ferrets. Sorry, I have another friend who calls herself the mother of corgis.
Oh,
She can analyze the width and the weight of an anime boy butt from a mere glance.
Wow.
Enhance.
I respect it.
Enhance. Enhance.
Enhance.
enhance.
Ah, yes. 18 inches in
Yes.
diameter. Wonderful.
Wow.
Welcome
I
to
like
the
the
podcast.
dancing you got going on.
Welcome to the podcast, all of you guys listening in. It's a pleasure to have you. If you would like to, you can go to our website, www.AAAPodcast.com/join, which will let you join the podcast. You can hear all of our additional content. We have our hobby addicts. Mandy and I just spent an hour talking about our experiences playing MMORPGs, which included confessions of addiction and stories of friends failing out of college and the fun, the good times, the bad times, all the in between. We also do our hentai episodes, which is where we talk about the and we also do our after parties. So you're going to want to check that out over at AAAPodcast.com/join. And while you're there, you can join the Discord, which is along the top of the bar on the website, so that we can have an even more robust community of friends
Yeah.
over on the
That's
Discord.
where all the spicy stuff happens. All the spicy stuff happens on the Discord.
And we have manga club.
That's right.
And Manga Club, which is
Mhm.
even spicier than everything else. You know?
Yep.
Late night anime music quiz, manga club,
Oof.
anime boy butt slap parties.
Tell them. Tell them.
Dude, check out Otome Road. That's all there is.
Dude,
Otome Road.
one of our listeners has a cult on the Discord now. It's kind of
wow.
sick. Yeah.
Mm.
So
Oh,
shit-
the
shit's
Icy Rose
happening.
quote.
The Icy Rose cult is very alive and well on the Discord.
But does he have a pope?
Mmm.
I don't think so. You get that shit out of here.
Oh shit.
All right, guys. Well, it is the World Cup. The World Cup is in full swing. We've had a dozen matches or so played up until this point. And so today on the podcast, we're going to be assembling our Ultimate Anime World Cup soccer rosters suggested by Rocking Legacy. So each of us are going to come up with a variety of anime characters that we would like to field for our Ultimate Soccer teams. And my team will obviously destroy Enzo's team.
No, I went so analytical on this one, you don't even know. I'm ready for this one.
Well, we're going to find out. We're also going to be doing a review of probably the most twisted anime I've ever seen in my life, Junji Ito Collection, which ranged from short stories that were were nightmare fuel to just a little creepy. So there is a lot of weird shit going on in there. So also there was some interesting activity going on Twitter over this last week, so I wanted to make a statement. I feel a little odd that I have to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. This past week, J-List, our sponsor, made a poor judgment call by using an artist's work on Twitter without permission. This upset a lot of people on the social media platform, and this is unfortunate, and of course the AAA podcast does not condone the use of intellectual property without the permission of the property's owner. That said, J-List did issue a lengthy apology immediately both on Twitter and on their website and deleted the tweet which contained the artwork. They also promised to be better in the future and are building a whitelist of artists who have given permission to have their IP used by J-List. So the AAA podcast believes J-List did what they could to make the issue right. Through this, we remain loyal to J-List the way that they have been to us for roughly 5 years. And we're looking forward to many more years of partnership with them and look forward to what we can accomplish together in the future. So I just wanted to throw that out there so we could, anybody who was complaining about that, I just wanted to make that statement. So without further ado, shall we move on?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
大ニュースです。It's time for big news of the week.
All right, guys, we have a lot of Japan news on this episode, so I hope you're ready for that.
It's kind of my favorite part. I love the stuff you pulled for this. Yeah, I really love it. Yeah. So
there was another study done recently in Japan that has shown that the average age of hikikomori have risen. Aside from an aging population and a low birth rate, Japan also has other substantial social problems. I would even call it a social epidemic, to be honest, and that is hikikomori. We often see this type of thing glamorized in anime. I think there's. I think we've
100%.
We've all seen a lot of different anime where they sort of glamorize these hikikomori that get swept away to, save the world or go to an isekai. They're in an isekai anime, or they're an era manga sensei. They're like a cute hermit girl who makes artwork. There's always some kind of glamorization of this, but I would like to my opinion would be that it's almost improper to glamorize it because you're almost encouraging a social epidemic at that point. But there was a new survey that was conducted by the KHJ Zenkoku Hikikomori Kazokukai Dengokai, which is the National Hikikomori Association of Families Federation, which revealed that the average age of hikikomori is now 34 and a half years, 4 years higher than it was 10 years ago.
Okay. Oh, wow.
That's a big bump, man.
Yeah, it's pretty substantial. The average age of hikikomori has increased, and of course, so have the ages of the caregivers of these hikikomori, which, of course, are generally speaking their parents. And there's this problem that the KHJ has been talking about online, and it's called the 80-50 problem, where you have parents that are in their 80s taking care of hikikomori that are in their 50s.
50s?
50s? Wow.
In their 50s. The average.
Wasn't it always like traditional in Japan for like the kids to take care of the parents? Am I wrong about that?
In Japan, it's not uncommon for, and in Asia in general, it's not uncommon for like the grandparents of a family to live with the family and under the same roof.
Right. It's similar for us too in the Hispanic culture. Like your abuelita and your abuelo are with you until it's time to go.
The problem.
It's kind of weird that now there's like 50-year-olds being taken care of by their like 80-year-old parents.
So the average age, everything's always a standard deviation, right? So the mean would be 34. I don't know what the standard deviation is here, but they may not be saying that this is the 80-50 problem is prevalent now, but they know that it will be an issue soon. And they're worried that like these 80-year-old people aren't going to be able to take care of the 50-year-old hikikomori, and they're not going to have any source of income. They're not going to have any emotional support or psychological support. And we're on a train that's off the rails sort of in this issue. And I think Japan is becoming more and more acutely aware of it, of its existence. Because, I mean, think about it. If you're a hikikomori who's 50 and your parents die, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, unless you inherit some like substantial amounts of wealth, then I don't know.
I guess.
Or work from home, I guess.
I feel like this. Do you think this is a direct relationship with like the population decreasing as well?
I do not know.
Or maybe not a direct relationship, but like they correlate with each other, because the more these hikikomori stay hikikomori, the less they are out there falling in love and
making
stuff. Making the babies.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's a good.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think it's helping. I
don't think so. Yeah, that's why. So it's so Japan, like you said at the top of this read, they gotta really sit down and like really embrace how to have conversations on this on mental health and stuff, because this is it's strange from like our perspective here in the West, because we're so like our society is so like open and like individualistic and more liberal.
Yes.
Like this sounds very strange to me, you know? Like it's like I can't relate at all.
There is a there's a study that I ran into. It's not so much of a study as it is a test of measurement that measures a country's culture, and I can't think of it right now, but it's maybe somebody will I'll Google it in a second. But there is a system that categorizes every country's culture in the world on a number of different scales, and one of those scales is individualism versus collectivism. The United States, at least back when I was in graduate school, was the most individualistic country in the world. And a lot of the Asian countries are amongst the most collectivist cultures in the world. So, yeah, the United States definitely has an attitude of very strong independence amongst people. And Japan doesn't have that. So...
Interesting, man. That's all really interesting. I wish I could fast forward to when, because I don't want to call this a problem, but it's something that's not helping their society move forward. So I'm interested to see how they want to tackle this issue.
Well, and we all know Japan is not the best at handling psychological problems, and I mean, because at its crux, hikikomori a lot of the times is just extremely crippling social anxiety.
Yeah, depression.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
And so those are issues that I think could be worked out if they had the proper outlets to be helped. So, like in the article, here's a story that came from the Mainichi Shimbun about a man who was in his mid-30s who had been. He started his life as a hikikomori after he quit going to school to avoid being bullied in junior high school. Which is unbelievably sad, which means this guy's been a hikikomori for 20 years. He graduated high school over an extended period, and then he dropped out of nursing school because of his social phobias. And according to the article, he began to turn his life around after about 10 years. He basically started going to support group meetings and started going out of the house for several hours once per week, and then that habit eventually grew to like longer periods of time outside of the house. So, like credit to this person for being able to do this, but it's like
turning life around.
It's like when you first start running or swimming, right? You'll run like 100 yards or something, 100 meters, and then you kind of walk because you're tired, right? But like the more you do it, you kind of gradually build up to something. So I could see a person spending 10 minutes outside of their house per day, then 20 minutes, then an hour, then 2 hours, then 4 hours. And before you know it, you are comfortable suddenly being outside of your house. But in the event of crippling social anxiety, I don't know if anybody is going to just be able to just magically pull that off. Not everybody is going to be so strong-willed.
Definitely.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are they, I guess also teaching people to take things in moderation. Are they blaming a lot of this on like video games and anime too? Like
I didn't.
the government?
I haven't seen that at all.
Okay,
But
good.
that doesn't necessarily mean that that's not happening.
Right. Oh no, I was gonna say like we know to take things like we know that doesn't cause hikikomori, but I think also it's definitely something that maybe they latch onto when they are very depressed and just learning how to take things in moderation.
Yeah.
But
So there's a lot of concern about how are these people going to support themselves? Where's the money going to come from?
Yeah.
Is Japan
Yeah, I
gonna,
have no idea.
is Japan going to run into a system where they are basically giving 100% support to like almost like a welfare program for hikikomori, where they're actually the government is actually ponying up, you know, $10,000 a year or whatever it costs to
That's
allow
so
these hikikomori to
interesting.
live, because at that point you're just draining money out of the system.
Yeah, because like, how do you like the reason I find that so difficult to do if they wanted to help is how do you even like set a standard for like, okay, this person is a hikikomori officially, you know?
Yeah.
Like what's that test?
How do you get diagnosed for it? Right.
That's an excellent
Exactly.
question. I don't have the answer. I'm sure you
Right.
could
Yeah.
find it.
I don't think I'm not equipped to find that answer either, but like that's why I don't think that a program like that's gonna come up from this, which is worrisome because this is obviously something that's happening and it's only happening more and more with the statistic you pulled. So I want to know. I want to know how Japan's gonna deal with this. I wish I could interview like people from there, like from Japan about this stuff.
Well, I did go on a date with a Japanese girl this last week, but I didn't think to ask her about hikikomori. I didn't.
As a virtual wingman for you, I would recommend you don't.
Yeah, I think on a first date that might not go well. What do you think?
Probably not. Nah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
not even the second one.
Yeah,
No.
I didn't think so. All right, shall we move on?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Prepare for trouble!
Make it double.
Shut up! You haven't had one useful thing to say since you got here.
More social problems. A Shinzo Abe-led panel agrees to accept 500,000 low-skilled workers into Japan by 2025.
Huh.
So this is a.
But wait, but like what?
Okay, so Japan is also acutely aware that their population is crumbling, as you already mentioned, Enzo, before.
Yes.
And they are concerned that there won't be enough people in Japan to support their economy as the population drops. So I even saw one number from this article that said that they felt that over the next 100 years, Japan's population would. This coming from a leadership from an opposing political party said that 500,000 is not enough, stating that, quote, over the next 100 years, Japan's population will become something like 40 million, down from its current number of 126 million.
What? Okay.
Oof.
I mean, I remember just 5 years ago or so that the population of Japan was well over 130 million, and they're already down to the mid 120s. So, I mean, and considering they have the second oldest population on Earth, I mean, the second oldest population plus the lowest birth rate doesn't really do much for your economy, so or for your population. I mentioned this article because people always are saying to me, I really want to go to Japan and live there and do whatever, but I don't have a college degree, right?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And so there are I know people that I've had this conversation with, and I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. They won't give you a teaching visa in Japan unless you have a college education or a ridiculous number of years of teaching experience. But they are willing to allow low-skilled workers into the country to work in 5 industrial sectors, which are construction, agriculture, nursing, hotels, and shipbuilding industries.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
Without needing a visa. The requirements are that you must.
What?
Well, without needing college. The requirements are an applicant must pass certain skills tests that are probably relevant to the job and must have some degree of Japanese proficiency. It doesn't say you have to be N2 or whatever, or business level. You just have to have some proficiency. So, like, I could see somebody who is like a welder or something that wants to go live in Japan could, under this new visa system, apply and be given a visa to work in Japan as a welder without having to have gone to college.
Huh.
Wow, that's so. I don't know. I don't know why I feel 50-50 on this. I don't know why, but the half of me that does like it thinks this is very interesting.
Mhm.
That Japan. I'm gonna say that one more time for the people in the back. Japan is letting foreigners in. Guys,
So,
isn't that crazy?
But you said it's a little crazy. But you said you had mixed feelings about it.
I'm not sure why. I'm not sure
I'm
why.
gonna need you to try to explain that.
I don't know. I don't know because like I kind of wish Japan would like just get their shit together and like kind
On
of
their own.
on their own because I believe in them, kind of. So this is kind of me being like, oh come on Japan, like you're shortcutting, but
Gotcha.
that's really it. There's no like negativity there. It's just more like oh okay, I see. But yeah, this is interesting that they're letting in that many people that are not Japanese to live in Japan.
Well, it's almost like they're surrendering to their social issues in a way because
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
that's that. You said it so well.
did
Yeah.
I just say what you meant to say?
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Because I just like because like I know Japan's potential. They're slow at adapting with their social issues, but like
Mhm.
I believe in them to do it. And this is kind of like what you said. It's like them giving in to their current circumstance without giving it a really hard go. Aside from like promoting sex.
Yeah, I hope
So-
they get their social issues under control, but maybe this will at least help them keep their jobs going until they figure their shit out. Because if they have nobody to work, that's going to be a big issue. But I don't know.
Neferton in the chat says that he or she doesn't remember what country exactly, but they read a long time ago that one country planned to tax singles over a certain age in order to help like promote the population increasing. Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
Tax
Isn't
that is
kind of
crazy.
interesting? That's interesting.
Tax them or give them a tax break.
No,
Tax them.
tax people who are single over a certain age.
Oh, people who are single to encourage them to not be single.
Yeah.
I see.
Interesting.
I could see that turning out really bad too, though.
They could also.
I mean, I like being single. I don't want to like be forced to be with somebody just so I don't get taxed.
Yeah, you and I would just end up like living together pretending in bunk beds.
Yeah. I can see that being really bad though.
That'd be terrible. You would never sleep. I snore so much.
They could
I know.
they could take the excess tax receipts that they get from taxing individuals and give tax breaks to the couples. That would even further encourage them to. So that would,
Tax breaks, that'd be good.
that would
True.
give them that would give the people that are not single extra money with which they could justify having a child. So I don't know if either of these things would ever happen, but I know that Japan's population will go along with it because they pretty much will listen to the government no matter what they tell them to do. So,
Right.
which is again the collectivist nature of their society. See, we're learning some like anthropology. See, it's like in America, individualistic. Government says do this. We go, fuck you. Japan.
We go
Yeah.
we go either I don't care or does it benefit me? No, then I don't care. And if it does benefit me, then I care to the least amount I could possibly care.
I will do what I want, when I want it, and how I want it, and you won't stop me. Japan, collectivist, government says you can't use your electricity after 8 p.m. at night because a nuclear reactor exploded. And they go, fine, no electricity after 8 o'clock at night, done. And they don't even argue. So I could see, but that right there kind of makes you scratch your head as to why they haven't fixed their social issues. Because then if the population is so easily controlled, you would think that people would just do what they're told. Like, go have a baby, and everyone just does it.
Yeah,
but that's
which
not what's happening.
brings that anime from a couple seasons ago to mind, Love and Lies, when the government like imposed that law where they match you with someone and then
Right.
you just like fall in love, or it's supposed to, they're just made to fall in love. So damn.
That was an interesting show.
Yeah, for sure. I think I remember having a good discussion about that show. It's interesting that Japan is like actually still in this hole, and like that anime is low key becoming like a thing. It's interesting.
All right.
Oh, what a good article, man! You're killing it today.
We got
dude.
more Japan coming up. Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Howdy, partner. I seen you riding in on that dusty trail. Welcome to the good, the bad, and the moe.
You see me smacking my ass on the camera? It's fantastic.
Yes.
We're on a delay, but we'll get it in a second.
Yeah, I saw it.
See, now that I'm standing because I hurt my back, I can like dance the whole show.
Yeah, so much
There it is.
room for butt activities, huh?
Smacking my anime boy butt. All right, so
Hey.
One Piece creator donates $8 million for Kumamoto earthquake relief. Holy shit! He donated $8 million, not yen.
That's really
dollars.
awesome.
No, wait, that's so much money.
No shit,
What
it's a
the
ton of money.
fuck?
Kumamoto Prefecture suffered a damaging earthquake in 2016 that even affected its iconic Kumamoto Castle. Kumamoto native Eiichiro Oda, who is the creator of One Piece, a longtime
Right.
supporter of the earthquake-stricken area, has donated 800 million yen to
Oh
support
my god.
as a gift to support the earthquake relief.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Wait, that makes me so happy.
Maybe I should start buying One Piece mangas.
Oh my god.
Kumamoto's governor has announced that a prefectural at an assembly that was held on June 15th is going to commemorate this donation by placing bronze statues of Luffy throughout the earthquake affected prefecture.
Oh.
So, next up,
Wow.
the bad. Should the elderly be stopped from driving in Japan? We talked about this once before.
Sorry.
On June 10th, a car crashed into a supermarket in Shibukawa,
Oh my
Gunma,
God, no.
injuring 14 people. The car's driver was a 55-year-old man who was arrested on suspicions of negligent driving. They said that he pressed down on the accelerator after he felt the right side of his body go numb, a condition that they say could have been caused by old age. So
Mhm.
there is a very obvious rise of traffic accidents in Japan that involve old people, and this problem, it's not just Japan that has this issue, but as we said before, Japan's really old, has really a lot of old people.
Right.
One contributing factor is the lack of transportation other than trains. The lack of train transportation throughout some of the more rural prefectures, because the old people tend to go to the Inaka, like the rural countryside. And as a person who lived in the Inaka, I can tell you that most prefectures in Japan that aren't like major population areas will have one, maybe two train line that will go through the prefecture, but
Right.
which doesn't really give a lot of people good access to the train station. So people would need to drive to access most places within the prefecture or around their home. Or they would even probably have to drive to get to the train station to ride into the city. And without the cars, old people tend to feel like they're isolated, which leaving old people alone is not the best thing for their mental health. So
Absolutely.
there's a problem. Japan
Should old people be stopped? Is basically what this is saying.
Japan has so many social problems.
Dude, they gotta have like a series of meetings on straight up just like, this is who we are, this is what's fucked, what are we doing?
They gotta figure it out.
How do we fix this?
How do we do a fix? Please explain.
Switching gears,
Oh, no.
Capcom, the previously believed to be dead Capcom, has announced that they are unveiling a Final Fantasy 14 collaboration with Monster Hunter World.
I saw this.
So
Yeah, I actually saw this when they announced it at E3, and I meant to reach out to both of you and to the Discord, which I completely didn't do, to talk about this, because what does this mean? You guys know more? I just saw it get announced, but I didn't look into it at all.
well,
I think there's just gonna be a behemoth
Yep.
in Monster Hunter.
there's a behemoth. Is it a behemoth or a Bahamut?
behemoth.
I'm not sure.
Like the
Behemoth,
big.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, those big
Bahamut
monsters.
would have been cooler. They're going to have a behemoth as a boss monster to fight in Monster Hunter, and I'm assuming they're also going to have like skins or armor or something that's modeled after Final Fantasy. So it looks like the previously believed to be dead Capcom is doing some pretty good things for gamers in their Monster Hunter world. So And Monster Hunter has never had a collaboration with content from another game before. This game series has not previously featured a monster from any other title. So, there you go.
Wait, Monster Hunter?
That's what the article said.
Dante's gonna be in it.
Dante's he's not a monster though, right?
No, he's not a monster.
Yeah, they're just talking about monsters.
Isn't there some? I swear, I feel like there has been.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm sure the article could be wrong. It was written by Anime News Network, so it definitely could be wrong. Burn. But at least Anime News Network has a website that hasn't been down for 6 weeks. So.
Wow.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
My anime list. So. May it rest in pieces. Okay. Who would like to do the trivia?
I can do it.
Okay, you can do it.
Okie dokie.
It's fine.
You can find our trivia on our website at AAA.com or podcast.com, sorry. And if you scroll down, you'll see a little picture there, and they're different genres. And all you have to do is just guess what the picture is from and send it in, and you can win fabulous prizes.
I think
Fabulous, top shelf
Fabulous.
stuff. Top shelf stuff, dudes.
I think you should read. I think you should read the answer in your Jigglypuff voice.
Oh God, I don't think I should.
No, I think you definitely should.
I gotta clean my throat out.
Fine.
So the theme, what was the theme last week? It was we're still doing sites around Japan.
Yeah.
And this week's answer is, oh man, I can't do this. Okay.
Wow.
Branch.
Oh my
You
god.
did it.
Oh my god.
Wow. All right, I
had
gotta
to
find
get
a
myself
drop for
prepared
that. Where's my drop?
Oh no.
Oh my god. Mandy, you're like
すごいです。
I'm shook every time you do that voice, dude.
Were you
It's
shook
so
when I did my
good.
Waspinator?
I'm shook when you do any voices.
Well, now I think you should read the winner for the week in your Jigglypuff voice.
No, you can't abuse that.
Oh, I shouldn't
That's a
abuse it.
special
Okay,
thing.
okay, special thing. Okay.
What, the weekly winner?
Yeah.
This week's winner is Yuka.
Oh my god.
Fantastic. Okay.
So, are we doing the month winner as well?
I think we are.
All right. This month's winner is Golden Jedi Link. Golden Jedi Link. You couldn't hear that. And our next theme is anime classrooms. So,
Yeah, so-
head over to our website and you can win
That's actually a fun theme.
Yeah, on the website, I have selected snippets from various Japanese classrooms from anime, and you're pretty much guessing based on the based on the characters that are located in the classroom. So, yeah, over on the website. Interesting. Did Brazil end up winning that soccer game?
Yeah, they did. Actually, no, it was a tie. It's 1-1.
It was a tie.
Yeah, they brought it back, and they didn't play defensively, dude. It was an offensive game the whole time from both
Wow.
teams.
I don't think Brazil is used to not winning their first game.
They're used to anything, considering they got smashed last time in Brazil by Germany 7-1. So
Oh. All right.
they can take anything.
All right. So on that note, we're going to be going to the news break, which when we come back, we're going to have Mandy's illustrious manga minute. And we're also going to have a topic where we assemble our ultimate anime character World Cup soccer teams, which should be fun.
Yes.
But we also have World Cup trivia. How many players are there generally on a soccer team?
Oh my god.
And by that I mean how many players on the field at one time.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we'll have the answer to that. I'll keep slapping my anime boy ass. I'm also forgetting to move the topic thing down the board on our thing.
I was gonna say
so
something.
I'll fix that, and we'll do all of those things and way more when we come back from the news break. So I love
Sounds
you all.
good.
Smack your ass for me, and we'll see you in a minute.
See you soon.
'Hey all you wild and crazy anime addicts out there, this is Mitsugi and it's time for your first anime news break. Leading us off today, Otsuka Pharmaceutical Company is debuting an animated short on television that is about a Polish professional shogi player. Not only is the shogi player Polish, but she is also a female, the first non-Japanese person to receive full professional status by the Shogi Japan Association. The animated short is really cute. It's very well animated. It looks beautiful. It's about 3.5 minutes long. The video promotes the company's Calorie Mate nutritional energy snack, and you can watch the commercial in its full length. It's 15 or 30-second versions. So for those of you that are interested in these types of commercials on TV that feature products and are animated by companies, this one is really gorgeous, and you might want to go check it out. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. Probably worth watching. Next up, Cup Noodle is doing a collaboration with Attack on Titan. The Nissin Food Company's Cup Noodle brand of instant noodles revealed recently that they're going to be doing an Attack on Titan short animated feature that will promote the brand's new Cup Noodle Smoky Chili Soy Sauce flavor noodles with a new variety of quote-unquote mystery meat cubes. In the collaboration of the story, humans live in a world controlled by the Cup Noodle Mystery Meat Titans, and they've decided to fight back against the oppression of the Nissin Foods and its giant creatures. In this battle to save humanity, the Survey Corps uses forks and kettles of boiling water to combat those enemies who will try to destroy them. So there's also a short animated feature that features the Attack on Titan footage that is quite humorous, because rather than having swords and weapons, they have pots of boiling water, which is pretty funny. So I recommend that if you're a fan of Attack on Titan or Cup Noodles, that you go online and check this out too. It's probably definitely worth seeing. Next up, we have some interesting book scan data coming from NPD. It looks like the My Hero Academia Volume 12 ranked number 4 on NPD's book scan top 20 adult graphic novel list for April. This was at number 1 the month before. There are other books and mangas on this list as well. Number 5 is My Hero Academia Volume 1. RWBY, the official manga anthology, is number 6. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess Volume 3 came in at number 8. One Piece Volume 86 came in at number 9, and Tokyo Ghoul Re Volume 4 came in at number 10. There's a whole bunch of manga on this list, so if you're interested in reading what the most popular manga were for the month of April, well, you can check it out online on NPD's Book Scan Top 20. Now, rounding us out, we have some news from Toonami. It looks like Toonami is planning on showing the Pop Team Epic anime starting on June 30th at midnight. The new schedule for the Toonami block of programming is pretty robust. It has Dragon Ball Super, My Hero Academia, Fully Coolly Progressive, Pop Team Epic, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders, Hunter x Hunter, Black Clover, Naruto Shippuden, Space Dandy, Cowboy Bebop, and Lupin the Third Part 4, which is a pretty good slate of shows that are airing between 10:30 p.m. and 3:30 a.m. at night. So it's good to see that Toonami is still going pretty strong, and I'm happy to see there's a lot of high-quality anime on that list. This was Mitsugi, and this was your Anime News Break. Now, as always, it's time to get back to the podcast.
We know the truth.
It's written all over your face.
You're addicted to anime.
But it's more than that, isn't it?
Are you also addicted to the AAA podcast?
Get all the content. Early episodes, after parties, hobby addicts, hentai episodes, show notes, ringtones, and more by joining our $7 support tier.
Go to AAAPodcast.com/join and select the $7 tier to get access to everything.
This means you'll get an extra 8 episodes of podcast goodness delivered right to your ears every month. That's less than $1 per episode.
And that's on top of all the other bonuses like ringtones and show notes.
So head to AAAPodcast.com/join and select the $7 tier. Set up your membership and you're good to go.
この番組は JList.com の提供でお送りします。
All right, all you anime drug addicts, we're back with the 426th. 426 in the house. What?
Yeah, and you better not say 425 because that's wrong.
I got my boy Enzo over here on the drums.
Yeah, I'm hitting them. Real good.
I got my girl Mandy here. She's playing the keyboard.
Yeah, let's do it.
And I'm over here playing the anime boy ass. When I hit it, it goes boom, boom, boom. Welcome back to the podcast.
Oh my God. Mitsuki stands up one time. One time, and this is what happens.
How many players are there on a soccer team,
His
Enzo?
brain goes down to his butt.
How many players are there on a soccer team? On the field for one team, there are 11 players.
Boom.
Yeah.
11. Yo, 11.
11.
Yo, 11.
Yeah.
I am back. I'm feeling full of vigor for someone with for
Yeah.
somebody with for someone with for somebody with.
Because I'm back, baby.
That's right. It's all because of you.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I was gonna say for somebody with 3 herniated discs in his back, I'm moving pretty well. I'm feeling it. I'm probably gonna pay for it later. Mandy.
Yes.
Would you like to mosey along to your monumental Mandy's
do it.
Manga Minute?
I'm
Do it.
excited. Let's do it. Pay the drop.
And now, let's take a minute for the Manga Minute with Mandy.
That drop was so hot. Take it away.
Dropped it like a hand. All right. So, Mandy's Manga Minute is where I take a minute to tell you about a manga that you may or may not have heard of. Help you find something new to read. So this week, I'm going to talk about Vagabond. And if you may have already heard of Vagabond because it's very, very popular. And but the reason I'm bringing it up now is because we're currently reading it for Manga Club. So yeah. And Vagabond, the synopsis is, growing up in the late 16th century Sengoku-era Japan, Shinmen Takezo is shunned by the local villagers as a devil child due to his wild and violent nature.
Ooh.
Running away from home with a fellow boy at age 17, Takezo joins Toyotomi army to fight the Tokugawa clan at the Battle of Sekigahara. However, the Tokugawa win a crushing victory, leading to nearly 300 years of shogunate rule. Takezo and his friend manage to survive the battle and afterwards swear to do great things with their lives. However, after their paths separate, Takezo becomes a wanted criminal and must change his name and his nature in order to escape an ignoble death. And Vagabond is a historical action manga written and illustrated by Takehiko Inoue. And the story portrays a fictionalized account of the life of Miyamoto Musashi. It is based on the novel Musashi, written by Eiji Yoshikawa. And the series is very long. Well, for me, it's very long. I don't know about, with other shonen mangas out there, but for me, it's 37 volumes
Ooh.
and 327 chapters.
Wow.
And they are all available in English. Except in English, if you buy them, they come in these huge omnibus volumes, and each one has 3 mangas each, and they can be pretty pricey at $20 each, but it's definitely worth it. The series started back in 1999 and only just finished in 2015, and it's won grand prize in 2000's Japan Media Arts Festival. And Vagabond's won a few other awards, such as Kodansha's 24th Manga Award and Tezuka Osamu Cultural Prize in 2002. And it currently has an 8.97 on my anime
Wow.
list, so it's very popular and it's
Dang.
definitely worth a read. It's a very brutal manga. The artwork is unbelievably good, but it also depicts a lot of very graphic scenes with blood and gore. So if you're opposed to that kind of stuff, maybe stay away from this one, but because it's very brutal.
Or maybe you're just a little bitch.
While the manga is definitely filled with plenty of action scenes, there's lots of drama, suspense, and a little bit of romance here and there. The main character goes through a very satisfying character development, transforming from the reckless youth that he starts off as, and turns into a man who knows how to pick his battles, and get to go on a journey with a samurai, witness all of his hardships and challenges, and it's very exciting, and it's definitely well worth the money if you ever feel like purchasing all of them.
He can pick his battles, but can he pick his nose?
Maybe. With his samurai little samurai fingers? I said
Yeah.
fingers?
Maybe,
His samurai fingers?
maybe he can use his samurai sword to pick his nose.
Ew, that would be bloody. That'd be an awful idea.
Hmm.
That takes some technique, though. not to chop your nose off to get the bugs out.
It takes finesse.
Get the bugs.
It takes finesse to not chop your nose off when you're trying to get the bugs. You know what I'm saying?
Get the bugs. Yeah, I
The
gotcha.
bugs.
And so I have a question for you.
What's up, man?
On August 24th, when I come visit you in New York City,
Yes.
and we go see Aladdin together on Broadway,
Oh my god, I forgot we booked that. I'm so excited.
will you allow me to show you a whole new world?
What's the next segment, guys?
So yeah, we're rating that for Manga Club, and you should come and join us on June 27th. I gotta get it out there quick, or I'll never know when I'll be able to talk again.
You broke my heart.
What's the next segment?
Can we at least
Enjoy our
hold,
Discord.
can we at least hold hands?
Yes, we can. I'll definitely be crying on your shoulder, most likely,
Okay.
for the Aladdin. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do our ultimate anime World Cup rosters, suggested by the one and only Rocking Legacy, who I think is watching live. So welcome to the chat. It's good to have you.
Hello.
Welcome.
And we are going to run through this, and we're going to give. So I broke it in. I've basically simplified the names of the positions, because I am well aware not everybody listening is like a sports nut or whatever, so they're not going to know much about it maybe. And I should probably click this little button that moves the thing down. There we go.
And me too.
So
Yeah, because I saw the way you broke it out, and I was like, I don't know, that's not the formation I would run, but I followed the format.
I'm just trying to make it simple. So
Yeah.
I went with three.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, like, so for example, the Swiss team that played Brazil today had 1 forward and 5 midfielders.
Yes.
So you can do any formation you want, but I just went with three forwards, 3 midfielders, 3 defenders, 1 sweeper, and 1 goalkeeper.
Yeah, which is very standard. That's very standard.
It's cookie cutter, but you know.
Yeah, well, I respect it. Teams still play that way. It's called triangle offense in the front.
Are you gonna run the triangle? Are you gonna run that Phil Jackson triangle offense of the Lakers of the 2000s?
Exactly. That's exactly what my team is doing.
Would you be Kobe or would you be Shaquille O'Neal?
I would definitely be the guy that's benched as their replacement.
All right. So who would like to reveal their? I think. Do you want to give up? You want to go through the entire roster at once, or do you want to do it? Take turns going at it by a position.
Let's see what you guys both think. I think we should go through our whole rosters first, because, I mean, at least for me, like, my team has like certain synergies that I want to point out, and they would make sense like as if I read them all at the same time.
Okay, fair enough. So, who would like to begin? I did a lot of talking in the beginning of the show, so I kind of want to shut up.
I could get mine out of the way, because I was like, I don't know anything about soccer. I'm so sorry.
Okay, well you know
I
what?
tried my best.
You're gonna try your best, and it'll be okay.
And I did research, so I tried.
Yeah, listen, I respect the hustle, girl. Let's go.
That's all we can
told
ask for.
people on Discord that I know more about football than I do soccer, and all I know about football comes from Blood Bowl. So that's how much I know about how little I know about soccer. But my forwards, I chose a triple of Lees. I got Rock Lee, Chun Li, and Hitmonlee.
Oh my
Yeah.
lords!
Oh, okay.
That's an interesting.
Okay.
angle.
Oh wait, okay. So you picked Chun Li too. Okay.
I mean, yeah, did you see those thighs?
Yeah, I saw
They're
those
massive.
thighs, dude.
She got some kicks.
She got some damn kicks.
She could crush a watermelon in those thighs.
Damn.
Yeah, I was trying to think for scores a bunch of characters that are known for their kicking abilities.
Right.
That's what I came up with. I originally chose Rock Lee, and then I was like, wait, there are more Lees. So I had to choose the other Lees too.
Does
Yeah,
Rock
that
Lee
makes
do a
sense.
lot of kicking?
He does.
Okay.
Yeah,
How
Rock
about-
Lee, he kicks a lot.
How about Bruce Lee?
Rock. He's not an anime character though.
Oh, you're right.
What kind of podcast do you think this is, huh?
But sometimes when he's stomping on a man and killing him, he makes noises like a fictional character.
This is true.
That's true. This is true.
Okay.
Give me your best Bruce Lee mitts right now. 3, 2, 1, bam.
Uh-huh. You guys
Okay.
ever
You asked
see
for it.
what was that movie called? Was it Kung Fu Hustle?
Oh,
Is
so
that what I'm
funny.
thinking of?
That's a good movie. Yeah.
Kung Fu Hustle's really funny. And so is Shaolin
It's so
Soccer.
funny.
Shaolin Soccer.
Yeah.
is really
Shaolin
funny.
Soccer is so funny.
Yeah.
This is basically what we're doing. We're just building a Shaolin Soccer team.
Yeah. Hey, why not?
Great, because my
Good.
midfielders are all just super ridiculous.
Good. Hit
I
us
wanted
with
them to play in super style, so I got some stylish ones. I got
Alright.
Dante
Ooh,
from
Cool.
I Cry, and I cheated with that one because that anime is terrible. You shouldn't watch it, but because he's an anime
The
character,
anime
I can
is
still choose
shit.
him.
The anime is
And
shit.
I can't even talk now. Chose
I
Shikika
I
from Katana Gatari, and I chose Mugen from Samurai
Ooh,
Champloo.
Mugen. What's the
What
last?
is- what is
Just because he's
Mugen gonna do?
flashy?
No, because I mean, midfielders are like supposed to be versatile, right? Defenders and scorers.
They run a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
They
Okay.
run a lot. Yeah, they can do. Yeah, they
I thought
have
all
the,
these characters fit like very versatile roles.
I
so-
see that. I see that, and I think one of my picks. I think we have the same logic with how why we pick them. For
Mm.
sure.
Look, I tried my best.
So what is Mugen gonna do? Because he's so like
I mean, he's gonna
Angsty.
break dance, kick that ball.
okay,
Dope.
so he's gonna be doing like the flashy bicycle kick that they did
Yeah.
like in the Champions League final or whatever.
Yes. Wow.
Yes.
I could totally see Mugen doing that.
My
German-
defenders are Genos, Bato, and Guts.
Oh, I
Genos.
love the Genos pick.
What is
wow.
he gonna do?
Which one? Genos?
Yeah.
I mean, he's super fast, and I mean, he's not gonna let that ball get by.
Hell no. He's so like dedicated too. Like he's gonna be on those forwards.
Yeah.
Damn.
Same with Bato, but
Push your
Guts
way up,
just
push
because
it
I
up.
was like, he's gonna defend with that sword, just destroy the ball. The game's gonna be over.
If you dare go past Guts, he's just gonna stab the ball and deflate it.
hmm Or kill
Nice.
everyone in his way.
That yeah,
okay.
that too. Yep.
And Bato, what is he gonna shoot the ball with a gun?
No, man, he's a cyborg. He runs fast.
Does Bato run fast?
I think he's pretty fast.
Bato can do whatever
can't
he
remember.
wants.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can he fly?
Maybe.
Maybe
in a Tachikoma he can.
Can he bake a cherry pie?
Damn.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
My sweeper is from Land of the Lustrous and it's Fos.
Ooh,
If you watch
interesting.
that one, she gets like these new legs in the show, and she like at first she has trouble controlling them because she like tries to walk, and all of a sudden she's like in a different area because she runs like just walking. She moves too fast, so it took her a while to like adjust to them.
Wow.
And so yeah, I was like, damn, she's gonna be a good ass sweeper because she can just be anywhere on the field that she wants in like an instant.
All right, that makes sense. Good job. Good job.
And my goalkeeper's Armstrong.
I see that. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
He's just gonna flex.
'Cause it's huge
He's
and
gonna
buff.
he's gonna flex all his muscles, and his rippling muscles are gonna just expand through his out of his body, and they're just gonna make like this wall that covers the whole.
Yeah, he's just gonna
the
make a
whole opening
wall.
of the net. Yeah.
He's gonna do the Hulk Hogan pose and
Mhm.
block every shot in front of the goal.
Yep. So yeah, that's my team.
Okay.
I'm calling
I
it.
like that.
I'm
Team.
calling an audible on my goalkeeper.
Oh.
Ooh, what are you doing?
That's not a good idea.
Do you want me to go? Do you want me to go second then?
Sure.
All right. So my team, boys, here it is. I'm gonna start.
Come on,
let's see,
Pocky Box.
where should I start? So I'm gonna start with I guess I'll start from forwards like Manny did. So my forwards are. I'm running a triangle, so in a backwards one, so not a triangle pointing towards the goal, but a defensive triangle.
Oh, and I
with
saw
some
Sally's
forwards.
triangle.
Oh, but yeah. So
Oh.
the point of this triangle is Kuroko from Kuroko no Basket,
Oh.
and I'm not playing him for speed. Here's the thing: he's gonna play my center forward mid. Nobody's gonna see him coming from any position, so he's gonna make steals, and then when he makes runs, people are not gonna see him. He has great field vision, and he can use vanishing drives to cross people out to get the ball to my other two forwards, who are Goku and Vegeta.
Look.
Because Goku. He's going to divert mass attention from the other forwards, which helps Kuroko out. And I think he can channel a spirit bomb through the ball when he kicks it.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And Vegeta is just gonna score because he wants to beat Goku and to prove that he's the Prince of Saiyans and the best Saiyan that ever lived. So I have a very aggressive.
He's highly motivated. And he's on a contract year, so he's gonna want to play his best to get himself in contract.
Exactly.
I'm so happy you chose Kuroko because I was going to, and I was like, I choose him for like everything we do. So
I almost chose Tanaka-kun, and then I was like, oh wait, I have the sports Tanaka-kun. That's Kuroko.
like all of these things that we do is just gonna have Kuroko no Basket characters and Tanaka-kun.
Enzo,
it happens every time.
Enzo, what kind of price do you think a player like Vegeta will command on the free market?
On the free market, let's see.
Yeah.
Like a stupid contract in soccer is like 100 million euros. So
100
he's probably
million
gonna
euros for how many?
I think
for how many years?
For like 5.
Okay. That's that's
you're like that's if you're like Messi.
That's
like
comparable with like an NBA salary.
Right. So then my midfielders are there. So my midfielders are gonna run a spread, like so they're gonna go just from left side to right side of the court, the field in a straight line.
The pitch, if you will.
The pitch. Wow, thank you.
You're
pitch.
welcome.
So on the left wing, I have Chun-Li, who's gonna have just ridiculous leg power.
Whoa, wait a second.
I also have Chun-Li. Yes, I do.
I had mine first.
She can't play for both teams.
Yes, you can.
What?
Just different outfits.
This is
just like
this
in Marvel's Capcom.
This is an outrage. This is
I have pink.
buffoonery.
I have pink outfit Chun-Li on my.
I have swimsuit Chun-Li.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
You just get distract the rest of the team.
You just distracted me. What the fuck? Yeah. So I have Chun-Li, who's gonna be on the left wing. She's gonna be serving crosses up to my forwards with her kicks, and if someone tries to come at her, she's gonna do her super fast kicks to the ball so that they can't keep track of where it is, and so she crosses them out.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then I have on the right side of the pitch, I have Jin Kazama, who is from the soccer anime days, because I figure I should have one actual soccer player.
What's it called?
There's a soccer anime called Days. It's pretty modern.
I've
it
never
came
heard
out
of that.
within the last 2 years, I think. He's a very creative midfield player. He makes opportunities. He has amazing foot control. He actually plays soccer. So I need someone that does it. And then in my center mid, I have Spike from Cowboy Bebop, because he's gonna use his tricky kung fu footwork to deceive the enemy team and steal the ball. And he's gonna control. He's basically gonna be the master.
That's like my Mugen.
Exactly. He's gonna be master keep away to keep the ball away from people, to either pass to Chun-Li or to Jin.
See, I kind of knew what I was doing.
Spike's kind of lazy, though. You think he's going to want to do all that running?
That's the thing. He's not going to run. He's going to play control mid. He's like, I'm going to run from this area to this area, and that's it. I don't need him as a driving force. My other wings can do it.
You know what? I can agree with Spike, but I think you got to get him on a contract with escalators in it. So maybe if Spike scores. Once he scores 5 goals, he gets to have beef added to his bell peppers and beef.
Okay.
And then if he gets 10 goals, he'll have
cigarettes for life.
He'll get rid of all the women, children, and pets because he hates all of them.
Wow.
And he could be all by himself with Jet. And make it spoon.
Right. So then for my defensive.
Did you think that Spike and Jet spooned before the other guys showed up?
Mm-hmm.
I think they totally spooned. I think in a turn of events, I think Jet is the little spoon.
You think Jet is the little spoon?
I really do. I think Jet's the little spoon in this ship, dude.
But
get it in this ship because they're actually on a ship.
You get it.
Oh, shut up. I'm just kidding.
Just shut up. You had me at hello.
Anyway,
kiss me.
Anyway, my defensive line, I'm calling them the Wall Heroes, because I think the defensive line should be in sync and have the same mindset. So they're all from My Hero Academia. And my center defensive mid, his captain is All Might. He's going to dictate how the defensive line will move to set up offsides and stuff. And he will have a commanding voice with his teammates who will be Eraserhead, he will disable any superpowers of the enemy forwards approaching the box, because he can just look at them and shut down their special skills.
Oh, so all the greased up anime boy butts on Mandy's team are going to be powerless before Eraserhead.
Exactly.
I have greased up anime boy butts.
Exactly.
You get to have whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh
You're the
man,
owner of the team.
Guts is all greasy.
I'm gonna play Eraserhead on the wing. He'll play on the wing of the opposing star player. So like if you're playing, if your star player's on the left wing, the Eraserhead's gonna be on the left wing too. That's how I'm gonna play him. And I also have Froppy because she can jump really high to contest corners, and she can use her tongue to either steal from a distance or block from a distance as well. And I have my sweeper, who's my fourth defensive line, as Tenya. He's really fast, he's tall, he has a strong build, he's very team focused, and he can run the wings if he needs to make an additional offensive player on my team. and his powers are focused in his legs, so he's very comfortable with his legs. So he's gonna be, I think he's gonna be very valuable. And my goalkeeper, very off-brand pick for me, but it's Killer B from Naruto because he has 8 fucking tentacles
He does.
that he can use to block the entire net. So nice try.
Good game. Good game.
Good game. GG. I'll take the trophy unless Mitz can convince me otherwise.
Well, you're not gonna have to worry about that because I'm gonna be taking the trophy. So yeah.
Let's see what the listeners have to say about that
well,
one.
we can let them vote if you want during the news
Sure. Oh
break.
yeah, we were gonna let them vote. Hell
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
dude.
your ass is gonna be pretty fucked up after I'm done.
After you're done with it.
Yeah. So I have my forwards. My first forward is Archer / Gilgamesh from Fate Zero, and he will.
Oh my god!
So he can.
I love your team.
So he can launch soccer balls out of his portal. Like I know it's like normally you can't have more than one soccer ball on the field at once, but Gilgamesh, they're gonna make an exception for him, and he's gonna shoot like 30 soccer balls all at once out of his sword portals.
We're just gonna make a new rule for this man.
And if you don't like that, I don't give. That's tough shit. So
that's okay, dude.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? I have Killer Bees and I'll block 8 at a time.
All right, okay. I have Haru Kaido from Super Lovers because.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What? Why not?
Did you say from Super Lovers?
Yeah. Haru Kaido is the older guy. Because one, he loves balls, right?
Oh my.
And two, everybody would stay really far away from him because nobody.
Oh my god.
You know how teammates like to slap each other on the ass.
Yes, I understand.
This activity is the sole reason why Haru Kaido learned to play soccer. He's been honing his craft for 15 years, all for a little grab ass. What? That is dedication. Boom. Okay. And
I love what your reasoning is because this man loves balls.
Well, can you deny it? What?
Woo! He knows how to wield them correctly.
Oh my god.
And my final forward is MD Geist because he will kill everybody on the other team.
That's like my guts.
And then he will kill his own team, and then he will kill the ball. So.
Oh, jeez.
Damn.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
Yes. Indeed.
I'm so taken aback by that Haru pick. Oh my god.
Well, you know what?
Well, I mean, listen, I can't say you're wrong.
Look, I'm going to say one thing, and that one thing is don't be jealous of my vast creativity.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh.
Plus, everybody on the team will perform a little better, so they can have a little celebratory smack on the ass. So it's perfect. So my first midfielder is Captain Tsubasa because he can pretty much he can pretty much score from anywhere on the field, as proven by the anime where he shoots the ball from like his own 18-yard line or 6. What is it? Is it 6-yard line? 6 yards? Yeah, his own 6-yard line, and the other side of the field, and he still scores. So, he may be midfield. He's going to be running all over the field, but no matter where he is, he will be able to shoot the ball and probably score with it.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I can't believe I didn't think of Tsubasa myself.
Kaneda from Akira, he will be riding his motorcycle, and
that's cheating.
Wait, what do you mean? Is he riding his motorcycle?
You know what? In the CBE, the collective bargaining agreement with the players, there was an agreement made that not only could we grab each other's asses and shoot balls out of portals, but we can also ride a motorcycle on the field. They're going to use AstroTurf. It'll be a little more durable, and he's just going to straight up burn out wheelies on that shit. So
you're saying that my midfielder has to play against your midfielder on a motorcycle?
That's right.
Okay.
Can my Bato have a Tachikoma? That's a vehicle.
Yeah,
Okay.
he can
I'm happy.
because he's probably bummed out that he won't get to have his ass groped by Haru, so he's got to have something to bring.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say that Spike can summon the swordfish mid game.
I don't think that's in the collective bargaining agreement between
Well,
the
no,
players
no,
and
no,
the
no, no,
and
no.
the league.
Well, what are you, the commissioner here? Like,
Maybe
you
I am.
You're just the commissioner, right?
Who knows?
Mm.
I know.
Well, you know,
If I-
FIFA's pretty corrupt these days. You know
well,
what I'm saying?
if I'm the commissioner, you need to boo me because it seems like the commissioners of sports always get booed.
Yeah, I'm booing you right now.
And then
Boo.
for my third midfielder is going to be Hisoka because he can use his bungee gum to like basically just get the ball from wherever, and it won't be a handball penalty because he's not actually touching it with his hands. He's using his powers or whatever, his key or whatever the hell they use in Hunter x Hunter to control the ball. And plus, Hisoka loves. I mean, we all know he loves Gon, right? And he like fantasizes about
Oh
Gon.
my god.
So it's perfect. He's a perfect teammate for Haru.
Oh my god.
It's perfection.
I hate that I can't argue that statement.
Exactly. It's too perfect. You can't argue it. So don't.
I
even
can't. It is almost foolproof.
For my defenders, I'm going with I named my defender squad the Terrible Tails, not to be confused with the Terrible Towels.
Sure.
And I am going with Frieza, Cell, and Raditz, all villains from Dragon Ball. They all have tails, so they will be able to hit the ball with their tail. They will be able to use their tails to trip the other players or smack each other on the asses or whatever. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to name my entire team the Grab Ass Team because that seems to be the entire thing that my team is predicated around. And so if you don't like that, that's tough shit. Cell has a tail, and well, I'm sure he'll use it productively. And when Raditz has a tail too, and is dead sexy, and he probably has a really
Which one of these guys has the best tail?
The best tail? It's probably Frieza.
Yeah, which tail do you want to touch?
I would like to touch Frieza's tail.
Okay. So it is the most interesting tail.
It is.
I think.
It is, and he uses it a lot when he fights.
Well, actually, Cell's tail is like scaly and has a needle on it.
Yeah, but
so.
Cell's gross. No one likes him.
Yeah, that's true. He's probably slimy.
Even Akira Toriyama doesn't like him. You know that Cell is pretty much the only villain in Dragon Ball Z that never came back for any reason.
Oh yeah, you're right.
The androids come back. They're all the way through Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah,
Majin
Frieza comes
Buu-
back 100 times.
Frieza's in Dragon Ball Super. Buu is in Dragon Ball Super. Raditz comes back at least in flashbacks, but like Cell doesn't get shit. He doesn't come back at all. No one likes him.
Well, I never noticed that. Good job.
My sweeper is going to be Dokuro-chan from Bludgeoning Angel Dokuro-chan because she is the ultimate defender. She's just going to violently club all of the other players with her spike bat and then dance and twirl around while she does it. So that's perfect.
That seems so evil to me for some reason.
Well,
why does that seem so evil? You have Dokuro-chan coming at my boys, just smacking them.
She's her presence on the field will radiate a black aura from her short schoolgirl appearance that will frighten the other team so badly that they won't even bother to go down that far on the opponent's field. They'll be shooting all their shots from like 25 meters out because nobody wants to get that close to Dokuro-chan because she's gonna straight up rip your head off with that spike bat. So you're gonna have to take long shots from deep out. But that won't matter. It doesn't matter what you do because my goalkeeper. I'm pulling an audible. My goalkeeper is one of the Tanuki from Pompoko. They're just going to sit on top of the goal. No. They're going to sit on top of the goal and spread their nutsack all across the surface of the opening of the goal and keep it that way for the duration of the match, and you will never score because nothing can beat a Tanuki nutsack.
Here's my interpretation of your team here.
Okay.
I have let's say I got Chun-Li.
Mm-hmm.
No, I got Jin Kazama from Days, the soccer anime. I got him. Yeah. He's running up the field. Mm-hmm. He encounters Dokuro-chan. Mm-hmm. Is terrified of her.
Yes.
But somehow avoids her, but is terrified because she almost fucking chopped his head off with a hammer.
That's
with a bat.
Yeah.
And then he goes through her. No, sorry, not even her. No, he starts with your forwards. He crosses out your forwards. He has to experience Haru Kaido from Super Lovers attempting to grab the ball and his balls.
Yes.
while defending. That's
Yes.
terrifying.
Mhm.
And then after that, he has to go through Hisoka, who is going to low key try to touch his balls
Yeah, he
while
just
trying
wants
to
to-
take the
yeah.
ball as
Mhm.
well. And then through your defenders, who's the most normal of this thing, we have Cell being a creeper, mouth breathing on him the whole
Yes,
time.
that's true.
And then after that, you have Dokuro-chan being the weirdest thing in the universe of the bat. That's terrifying. And if he gets through her,
Yes.
he has to penetrate a nutsack.
Yes.
Look, it's been really a long time since I've seen Pompoko. They fly with their nuts too.
Wow.
They do. They can fly too. It's fantastic.
Mints, what the fuck?
My entire team is based around asses and nutsacks.
And you make fun of me. This is not fair.
This
How do you
is,
feel about, how do you feel about this?
I think you are the boy butt guy.
Here's the thing. You can't tell me that a spirit bomb fucking banger against your nutsack shit is
Oh,
not gonna just rip through it.
Your nutsack shit.
You're gonna tell me right now. You're gonna tell me on the podcast. You're gonna tell me on the podcast live that a kick from Goku with spirit bomb energy on it.
Yeah.
From the belief of all the people in the world that love soccer.
That's a lot of people.
Which is a lot of people.
A
A lot of people.
Yeah.
A line drive to the nutsack
Ooh.
is not gonna go through.
Sounds very painful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that poor
Something-
Tanuki ain't having babies, baby.
Something's got to give. The question is the collective will and hopes of the entire human race enough to overcome a nutsack?
I don't know. That's a hard question, honestly.
Yeah, well, we'll find out when I see you in the final.
Yeah,
we
I
all
guess
know
so.
Mandy's team's not going to make it, so
That is just rude and uncalled for.
you don't have a
am
single nutsack on
offended.
your team.
I have lots of nutsacks. Have you seen Guts has nuts?
What?
Guts has nuts.
I bet Dante has some nice nuts. So
Hmm.
Dante, I bet you Dante doesn't trim his pubes.
He doesn't
Mhm.
manscape.
Yeah.
You're like, manscaping's important. It's important. Make sure you do that for your lady.
What is this conversation?
Well,
Well, there you have it, everyone. We listed our. Should we go through our list again, just to go through them?
if you insist.
Yeah, we should. So then after that, the audience can,
Okay, so they can
or
vote.
and then people, when you guys listen to the podcast, you can tell us which one you like the
Okay,
most.
we'll allow them to vote during the news break.
Yeah. You should go first, Mitz.
All right, so my roster, I'm sure you remember everybody. Archer / Gilgamesh, Haru Kaido of the ass grab variety, MD Geist. Those are the forwards. Midfielders are Captain Tsubasa, Kaneda on his motorcycle, and the probably pedophilic Hisoka. And then the terrible tails defense is Frieza, Cell, and Raditz, followed by the dumbest character ever to grace anime, Dokuro-chan from Bludgeoning Angel Dokuro-chan. And of course, is a very important Tanuki Nutsack as the goalkeeper.
okie
Wow.
dokie.
Okay, man.
My forwards are Rock Lee, Chun Li, and Hitmon. My midfielders are Dante, Shichika from Katanagatari, and Mugen from Samurai Champloo. Defenders are Genos Bato with his Tachikoma now, because I got to make an edit. And Guts. And my sweeper is Fos from Land of the Lustrous. And goalkeeper is Armstrong.
Nice.
So yeah.
And my forwards are Goku, Vegeta, and Kuroko from Kuroko no Basket. My midfielders are Chun-Li from Street Fighter, Spike from Cowboy Bebop, and Jin Kazama from the soccer anime Days. My defenders, called the Wall of Heroes, are All Might, Eraserhead, and Froppy, all from My Hero Academia, along with my sweeper, who is Tenya Ida, also from My Hero Academia, and my goalkeeper with 8 goddamn tentacles is Killer B from Naruto.
Those 8 tentacles are gonna excite the hell out of Haru. I mean, he'll be so distracted he may not even play. He's gonna get. God damn it, Haru! He's gonna get so many offside penalties because he's constantly gonna be down there trying to mess with those tentacles. I'm like, God damn it, Haru! Get your ass back upfield. I mean, what the hell's he doing anyway? How many times do I got to tell this Joker that just because a guy's got some tentacles doesn't mean he can be offsides every time.
Yeah, it's true. You got to show him how it's done.
Keep it in your pants. You can always have your fun in the locker room later, Hadu.
True,
Lord.
exactly. Like every other team in the world.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, damn. Those are some rosters there.
So
good job, guys.
Yes, good job, guys. Public service announcement. Everybody should try to watch the World Cup a little bit. Even if you don't like sports, this is the biggest sporting event in the world. You probably have 1 billion people watching it because every country plays soccer, and I mean, practically every South American country is in the World Cup.
Yes.
A ton of countries in Europe are in it. There's African countries in it. I mean, there are even countries like Nigeria just played. There are. It's a global community coming together for a celebration of an event that only happens once every 4 years. So I really recommend that you watch at least a soccer game or two. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to care about the teams, but you should at least watch Japan play. And Japan plays 3 games before the group play is over. I don't know if they're going to advance past the group play. I doubt it. But you should at least root for Japan if you have no other stake in the game. So
yeah, they play on Tuesday, the 19th.
Yeah, so this podcast will come out after Tuesday the 19th, but there will be 2 more matches after that. So look out for Japan on the schedule. That way you can root for them.
And they're fun to watch. They play with a lot of heart. I love watching them in the Cup. They're great to watch.
Yeah. All right, guys. News break. But while we're on the news break, why don't you guys chime in and tell us which World Cup team of ours you think would win the fake World Cup? And then when we come back, whoever wins will be able to celebrate excessively. And on that note, we have another intro trivia question, also World Cup themed. Where in the world is the World Cup being held this year? These are very softball questions, but it's
on brand. They're on brand.
They're on brand. So when we come back, we're going to have that, our 5-star review, a review of Junji Ito collection, our mailbags, and of course, we'll find out whose soccer team was the best after we come back from the news break, so stay tuned.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
And grab some ass while you're gone. Hey everybody, this is Mitsugi, and once again, it's time for another anime news break. Leading us off, and actually throughout this entire break, we have lots of video game news because, well, we just had E3, didn't we? So let's see here. First, starting us off, the long-awaited Kingdom Hearts 3 is getting a themed PS4 Pro. Seems like people have been waiting half their lives, and in some cases that's the truth, for the next installment of Kingdom Hearts. Square Enix has revealed that its Kingdom Hearts game via the E3 press conference is going to be getting a release in Japan on January 25th and in North America on January 29th. But of course, Sony's not stopping there. They're also putting out a limited edition PlayStation 4 Pro model with a special controller that has skins that feature designs from Kingdom Hearts. So if you're a big fan of Kingdom Hearts, you can probably go to Japan or probably order online the themed PlayStation 4 Pro. It'll probably be worth it for those of you that are big collectors. Next up, we have more game news. Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon is getting a game that is delayed until 2019. The game developer 5PB announced that the Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon Infinite Combat PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita game is going to be delayed until 2019. The game was previously supposed to come out on March 29th, but the company announced in December that it was delaying it to the summer due to various circumstances, but it looks like it's now being delayed further. So for those of you that are waiting on that, I'm sorry, the game is delayed, but it's probably for good reasons. Another delay, Nintendo is delaying the Yoshi game for Switch until 2019. Game Informer reported that Nintendo confirmed that it is delaying this game until 2019. Nintendo announced the game for Nintendo Switch at the E3 event last year, and the game was originally supposed to launch in 2018, but it's being pushed back. Nintendo describes the game as leading Yoshi on a brand new adventure that will turn everything you've come to expect from side-scrolling games upside down, explore a great big world decorated like a miniature diorama, and a new art style for the franchise where each side-scrolling stage has a traditional front side as well as a flip side for different views and surprises. Game looks interesting, and I'm sure that when it does come out it'll be wonderful, but for those of you that are fans of Yoshi, you'll have to wait a little longer for that one. And rounding us out, another game news, Kill la Kill is getting a 2019 action game from Arc System Works, an A+. There is a trailer online that features some footage from the game. Let's see here. The Arc System Works is publishing the game Kill la Kill Battle Action in that genre, and A+ is developing it. A+ is the one that came out with the Little Witch Academia game. The game is for 1 to 2 players and will debut next year, but there hasn't been a whole lot of details about the price, the platform, or the rating for the game. So for those of you that love Kill la Kill and love fighting games, it sounds like this is one of those. So you will have an interesting Kill la Kill fighting game to be playing when that one releases as well. This was Mitsugi, and this was your anime news break, or really your video game news break. And now, time to get back to the podcast.
Okay, the stars are aligned and I have all the required materials ready. The night is perfect. All I have to do is light this black candle and...
Wait, what the?
Enzo, what are you doing here?
I was looking at this anime retail site before I just ended up here. What are you doing?
I'm trying to summon an elder god in the hopes that he will grant me more hot anime boy figurines. But I have just summoned you by accident. Ugh, that means my entire ritual was a complete failure. I have to start all over.
Why would you summon an elder god for something like that?
I don't live in Japan, Enzo.
There's an easier, safer, and more sane way to go about this. Look at this website.
JList.com?
Yeah, JList.com sells all kinds of figures, games, manga, snacks, and other merchandise. They'll even ship it straight from Japan to your doorstep.
That does seem like a bit safer.
Now, can you please promise me you won't try to summon any more elder gods? My butt hurts from that fall.
I can't make any promises. We have to pay the bills around here somehow. JList.com, selling figurines to save you from possible demonic influence.
Hi there, my name is Spike Spencer. I'm the voice of Shinji Ikari and many other crazy bastards. And I am an anime addict.
The Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast presents How Does Chiaki Play the Good Cop?
I don't care how important what you are saying is in real life, in anime, in any media. I don't care how touching the music is or how the character relations are being developed. If you have a shot while this discussion or this meaning is being delivered or is taking place, and in the foreground of this shot, I have a bikini girl's ass in my face, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It stops mattering. So if you want to have your message, have your message. If you want to have your bikinis, have your bikinis. But bikinis trump.
She's still working on it.
She really can't. She's not gonna. You can't play good cop at all.
Back to the show.
All right, my beautifuls, we're back. Better than ever. And while I was gone, I remembered what the name of the...
Hello.
Yes, indeed. While I was gone, I remember the name of the framework that the individualism versus collectivism was found on. It is Gerrit Hofstede's framework of cultural dimensions. So
Okay.
just throwing that out there. Who wants to answer the question to the intro trivia?
I can.
Yeah,
The answer, well, the question was, where in the world is the World Cup being held this year? And the answer is Russia.
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 In Russia.
In Russia.
That's right. So, who did the chat feel had the best soccer team?
I think it's okay. I think it's me unless you read the chat a certain different way. Because we have a vote here that says I'm in first place, but then after you bribe FIFA,
That's right.
You're in first place.
That's right. I did bribe them.
There are two more after that say mitts, and I'm not bitter or anything. It's cool. I mean, y'all a bunch of haters. I ain't mad.
Wait, so does Mitz win? Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Mitz
No.
wins.
That's
His
right.
pedo team? Fuck.
That's right.
I'm disappointed.
flex these
I'm
guns.
disappointed in you
Flex
guys.
these guns.
I lost a bunch of pedos.
Oh yeah. You can check out
Damn
those
it.
guns on the chat if you want to see what your team's going to be up against. That's right.
What is the damn next segment?
The 5-star reviews. Here we go. Let's do it.
Yeah, I can do it. So this 5-star review comes from. Oh, did I miss the drop?
There you go. Go ahead.
Okay, this 5-star review comes from Key to You Christian. The subject saying, "This podcast is forking rad." I back that. And it reads, "Hello, thank you all the hosts for your hard work. This podcast knows no bounds. Any listener will oh my god, my screen is so blurry. Any listener will so much enjoy their time with these hosts. I can't wait to look forward to every week's Lex episode. I love you guys." Wow.
Yeah.
Short and sweet. Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Christian.
Thank you.
I hope wherever you're listening to this or whenever you listen, you're having a great day.
Me too.
You know what? And I hope that someday you and I can snuggle. There.
Yeah.
I said it.
Yeah.
All right. We have a review on a very messed up anime. Junji Ito. So
I admit now that I tried to watch this, and it was a combination of my busy life plus how creepy it was. I did not finish.
Oh, unbelievably creepy. So I'm really glad I passed this anime, because horror is a genre that we don't get often, and when we do get it, it's something like Higurashi no Nakokoroni or Ghost Hunt or something that's not really horror, right? I would say before this, I always say the same anime whenever I'm talking about horror, and because there's just aren't very many, and I always say Ayakashi Samurai Horror Tales because, well, it has the traditional kabuki play that keeps killing people in it, and it had the medicine seller and the Mononoke section that spun off in a separate anime series. But now I have another anime I can talk about because Junji Ito is straight up horror. This is not like bullshit kids in a school hunting ghosts horror or like, Higurashi no Nakokoroni, which is more of a time travel anime than it is a horror show.
Right.
This is like straight up horror stories that will mess with you. Do not watch them before you go to bed because you will have nightmares. There is some messed up imagery in the anime. I've seen many pages from the manga. The manga definitely looks substantially more horrific than the anime is, and so. But the anime is bad enough. There's some messed up shit in this anime, and I'm happy that we have a real horror show to talk about now. When we get to Halloween, and we're like referring people to XYZ anime that they could watch on Halloween. This is going to be mentioned because this is a perfect candidate for that.
Oh, cool! I'm stoked to hear that's the initial statement you're going to start on.
It is legitimate horror. There's no doubt about it. You can't argue it.
Okay.
So
okay.
But I'm going to let Mandy start because Mandy's read the manga and enjoys it quite a lot. And I think Mandy and I, it's good that we both watched this because we're both going to have different perspectives. Mandy's perspective coming from a person who read the manga first.
Yes.
And me being a person who hasn't read the manga at all.
Oh my god.
So we're going to have different viewpoints.
Yeah.
So,
I actually wasn't looking forward to this because my reaction to this anime was a lot different.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about it. So go ahead.
So, like you said, everything that I'm saying is coming from somebody who's been a massive fan of Junji Ito's works for a very long time. Like everything that has come out in English so far, I own.
Oh.
Everything. And I've read more of his stuff. Like anything that I can get a hold of his, I've read. And so I am probably incredibly biased and very picky because Junji Ito is one of my favorite mangakas. And Uzumaki, if Vinland Saga is my favorite manga, Uzumaki is definitely second. And I'm a massive fan. So all of my criticisms are not to Junji Ito's works themselves, because he is definitely a master of horror and he has a very wild imagination. And he has introduced us to such creative concepts to the world of horror and has turned things as harmless as a spiral into objects of terror. He is very talented, and his original art is incredible. Like you said that you looked at some online.
Yeah,
it's
very good,
packed with details, and he also squeezes in little foreshadowing, and his facial expressions, like his signature. They are when you see a character's face like a screenshot, you know it's Junji Ito. He has his very own unique style to him, and I think that's why I have so many issues with this adaptation, because I went in with very high expectations because I was a massive fan, and
but no longer.
So what? Yeah,
I was.
Well, no, not of Junji Ito, just not of this director. But when I first heard of Junji Ito collection coming out, I was very, very excited and also like worried. I think we talked about it on the Discord. I was like, oh, I'm excited, but also scared, because up to that point, there have been a lot of attempts to adapting Junji Ito's works, and none of them have gone over well. Gyo got an anime, and people were not happy about it. And they've had quite a few live adaptations, but none of them have received high praise, mostly just lukewarm. And I think a lot of that is because his style is incredibly hard to adapt. I think he has so much talent that I think it requires a very special director to nail his art style, and also his ability to sneak dark humor into his stories without seeming cringy, because Ito has a lot of dark humor in his stories, as you've probably seen in Junji Ito collection. And in the original works, it almost feels even creepier and doesn't come off as kind of cringy, like, oh, that was kind of dumb. But so yeah, after watching the first episode, I was not a fan. My fears were warranted, because this director, Shinobu Tagashira, is only previously known for directing Diabolic Lovers. And I think he possibly bit off more than he was
Diabolic
for.
Lovers. Ugh.
How did he get, like, how did he pitch himself for this project? Or like who scouted this man? I honestly, I would have, like, before getting him, I would have like sought out a newcomer to direct it that does horror on the side or something. That's incredible that he got picked.
Yeah. So yeah, that's anime. Do you want me to? Did you want to give your thoughts first before I go too deep into mine, or do you want me to just keep rolling with mine?
Well, because I'm coming from a place of a person who hasn't read the books,
right?
And I mean, I can't say how what kind of reaction I would have had I read the manga first. However, to me, I was just enjoying the concepts in this anime because.
No, that's awesome, because his creativity is insane.
Yeah, exactly. So first of all, this anime is 12 episodes long, and every episode's broken into 2 or sometimes 3 short stories. So all told, it's something like maybe 30 of his collections, and they number them at the beginning of every episode, and I'm guessing there's like 200 or so.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
So it's a very small sample of his overall work. But to me, the best thing about this anime was when a new sort of story begins, and just to see what kind of fucked up place he's going to take you to, because there is weird, bizarre shit going on in these stories, and you can't predict them. Like it's unpredictable. Like there are a couple of these stories that are really truly disturbing, and they're ideas that I've never heard of or thought of, and there's no way I could have. And so, like, for example, a really good one would be, let's see, one of the creepiest ones I thought was the one with Shiver with the holes. That one was really bad, where it's like there's some magical totem or sculpture that is cursed, and being in possession of it or being in close proximity to it can make you afflicted with the curse, in which little holes start to appear all over your body, and they keep getting bigger until they consume you like Swiss cheese, and like your eyeballs will fall out and stuff, and if the holes show up near on your face, and like who comes up with that shit?
That's so creepy.
Or the one where the boy's grandfather's dying, and he has like the caterpillar of he's like lying on a futon, and he has every forehead and hair from every ancestor that he's ever had in his entire family bloodline, all attached to each other, coming out of his head like a giant caterpillar coming out of this guy's head. stringing all around the bedroom and down the hallway. The foreheads and basically just the part of your head that would have your brain all melded together into like this human centipede. And then having this poor girl who's there with them being told that she has to have they're going to force her to have a baby with the son of the man who's bedridden because they need to continue the family bloodline. So they're basically going to just like kidnap this girl and force her to have a baby in this fucked up family. Like the imagery is just, it takes you aback because you've never seen anything like that before. And it's not for the faint of heart. I mean, there are stories in the collection that aren't so disturbing, but I would say the majority of them are going to push the boundaries of what you can handle as a person if you're not someone who likes horror. You might just want to skip this entirely, I would say. And like there are other really disturbing ones. Like the oil one is really disturbing. The one with the with the long dreams, that one's fairly disturbing. Like there's and I'm sure I'm even forgetting about a bunch of them because there's just so many short stories, but they are just. So it wasn't so much like that I thought the anime was bad because I read the manga. More so, I was impressed with the creativity of the concepts of what happened in the episode, and I didn't even really care so much how it was animated or whatever. I was just amazed by the number of twisted, fucked up places that you're brought to as a viewer, and as a person who likes horror stories, this is perfect for that. You know, it may not be as good as the manga, but so it's probably better if you watch the anime first, because if you watch read the manga first, you're never going to enjoy the anime. But if you watch the anime first, you're still going to enjoy the manga because it's just that much better. So I'm gonna while you continue, Mandy, I'm gonna look up a couple more of the messed up stories from this collection so I can reference them.
No problem. I have some pictures too that I took some screenshots. So just want to show examples. But so yeah, I definitely understand that if this is your first experience with Junji Ito, it is very creative, and I could definitely see you being like, "Wow, this was really interesting and really good." Everything that I'm saying is definitely coming from a Junji Ito fan, but this never felt like an adaptation for me. It felt more like the artists at Dean Studios took panels from Ito stories, turned them into keyframes, and did their best at copying his style, but lacked the talent to properly nail it. Is basically how I felt about the whole thing.
So you think they just like okay, we're doing Junji Ito, like let's do whatever we can, but let's just make sure that these 4 images are represented.
Oh no, the images are basically like they tried to trace the manga, but lacked the skill to put any detail into it.
They lacked the
or
the
animation.
Yeah. Okay.
So the anime is very faithful to the manga. I think too faithful because, like I said, it looks like they traced his work. Well, I'm not, accusing them of that. It just looks that way to me because there are some shots that are almost identical, but they kind of flatten them all out with solid colors. And I feel like a lot of the information you gathered from characters' expressions is gone in the anime. I no longer felt the terror that the characters feel like when you're reading the manga. And the animation is awful, like bad. And there are some shots that I'm going to show you, and I just took this at 1:30 today, so it's still up on Crunchyroll, where there are just errors like that through editing. For example, in the very first episode with the doll, as soon as it uploads to the Discord chat where
such a creepy picture. What the
look
heck?
At the bottom, they didn't even bother to it went through editing where the image was cut off.
Oh yeah, I see that.
And there are so many parts where this stuff went through, and it felt like, I don't know if they didn't care, didn't have time, or were just trying to make it very cheaply. I have no idea, but that happens a lot, and a lot of the visuals, there are a lot of visual errors, but also a lot of shots are just boring visually. Like, there are moments in the manga where there's a lot of depth to the scene, where it emphasizes like a character feeling small with other people around them. But in the anime, it's very flat, and you don't feel that same sort of like sense of dread for that character. Like overall, I felt the director just maybe didn't understand what it was about Junji Ito's works that make them scary, and was just trying to adapt the manga exactly as it was. Like,
yeah, then you missed the nuance. Yeah.
Yeah, like it feels because what's scary about Junji Ito's works isn't the story it said is pure horror. There's no like there's not a lot of drama or what am I trying to say? Like maybe horror action or anything like that. It's purely horror and
Suspense, is that what you're going for?
maybe. I don't know, but Junji Ito's works are scary, mostly because of the artwork and the sense of hopelessness that the characters go through, because either the threat is at such a large scale and it's impossible to resist, or the threat is their own body. And the page turn effect, where Junji Ito knows how to lay out his panels in a way where it'll leave you in like a character, and when in the very bottom of the left page will have like a face, and then when you flip the page, it'll have a whole picture of the scare. And it's such like, I don't know, I think it's really hard to properly adapt his works because he has nailed it. And
well, it sounds like he's someone that uses a medium to its full capacity.
Oh, definitely.
So I understand that, because like even in comic book movies, like comic books don't translate to movies just by simply copying them. Like you have to find a way to make them work in context of the film media, right? Of the film medium. So I get that. Like I completely understand. Like if you see artwork that works because artwork on the page works, and then it doesn't work in the anime because it just tries to make it look exactly like the page. Because, for example, if you're telling me, it sounds like you're telling me like there's a wide shot that's really scary, right? That you turn to.
Yeah.
Well, like the reason that works is because there's that whole the anticipation of turning the page, and then also the fact that like because you know that this is 2 pages and that he used 2 pages to do the shot, it kind of like tells you subtly like this is really important, like this is meant to shock you, and then so in context is very important. So if they just like, so if in the anime they just go from scene 1 snap scene 2 and that's the scene, like it's not the same thing. Like in the anime, what should happen is that characters should drive suspense, and then that scene should happen and fall out, and then that's the same effect but just different medium.
Yeah. We also discussed, because we recently did Uzumaki Club, and we were discussing the Junji Ito collection, actually. And
Right.
It came up, I was like, I don't know, do you guys think that Junji Ito is just too hard to adapt because of this? And I think we came to the conclusion that it would take a very special director, but that director has to be willing to experiment and actually create an adaptation where he isn't afraid to do something different. We came up with the Yuasa. Yuasa would be perfect for this.
I would love to see Yuasa do Junji Ito. What?
It would, because he's not afraid to think outside the box and experiment and explore with different ways to draw a scene. And
Yeah,
I put in the
sick.
chat an example of the Neighbor episode.
Oh, that one's
like,
so creepy.
You see all the details that Junji Ito
Dude,
packs
this
into the
picture's
image.
so gross.
And then,
God.
but the anime, that texture over her face is just, or the monster's face is just like a very easy texture to recreate in Photoshop. Like I've done it a billion times. It's just a rock texture. You lower the transparency, overlay it. There you go. There, that's it. It felt like there was no to it, and I feel like Junji Ito deserved a lot better.
Just looks like pimples.
Yeah, but I didn't think all of them were bad. Like the intersection Boshini or Bishonen came very close, I felt like, to replicating his original work, because it had a very creepy atmosphere, and they did a good job with that one. And I felt like the music was appropriate in that one and drove like the creepy factor up. But yeah, in conclusion, maybe I'm just biased, but I was not a fan of this. Maybe I had too high expectations going in.
How do you feel like they were because there's obviously more stories in his collections than they can possibly adapt in one anime series. So how do you feel that they, as you were watching the anime, did you notice any kind of like trends that would make you say, oh, well, they're obviously selecting the stories that do X, or this is why they picked these stories versus the others?
I have no idea what made them choose these stories, because Soichi's Diary of Curses, I don't think that one was ever really popular. I've never heard Junji Ito fans really referencing that, unless I'm just been looking at a completely different place. Maybe it's different in Japan.
Which one is the Diary of Curses?
Soichi is the crazy character that's in the first episode with
the
nails.
Okay.
Yeah. He is a reoccurring character in Junji Ito's works, but they're all like short stories. Like not like so long like Uzumaki is, but he does continuously show up, and I don't think anyone was a big fan of his because those stories definitely have a lot of dark humor in it, and I feel like that was a very poor choice to start the series with. I feel like they should have maybe started it with Model. That would have been good.
So there is an Uzumaki book you can buy on Amazon, brand new for $20, hardcover. It's got 700 pages, and I'm assuming this is a collection of all of his works. But does this Uzumaki book contain all of them, or is it just some of them?
It contains everything that's in the Uzumaki story. If you're looking for the ones that were in this anime, a lot of them are in the book Shiver.
Okay.
That's a collection. Junji Ito collection. Not all of them are in there, and Shiver does have, I think, a couple stories that were not in the anime, but that would be your best best one to go to.
So which is the one you recommend people buy if they want to read these stories? Is it Uzumaki or is it Shiver?
I think everyone should start with Uzumaki. It's great. It's fantastic. I love Uzumaki so much. Okay. I definitely would not choose Classroom first. Junji Ito's Diary or Cat Diary is fun and cute, or not cute exactly. That's the wrong word. It's funny. It's a lot of dark humor in it, but I would not choose that one as my first either. I would only choose that if you are a cat owner.
I might buy this Uzumaki book because $20.
I highly recommend it.
$20 for 700 pages is pretty ridiculous, and it's on Amazon Prime. So
and they're all hardback too. You could also check out Fragments of Horror. That's a lot of other short stories, but the big ones of his works are Uzumaki, Gyo, and Tomie. Those are the big ones.
Guess what?
I
just bought Uzumaki.
Nice.
Let me know what you think, because it's great. It's my second favorite manga.
I'll read it before I go to bed.
You should do that.
You should probably have nightmares every night. So my three favorite stories, the ones that I thought were the creepiest, were Greased was really messed up. Watching that kid.
Yeah.
So like you have to envision this. I don't really understand why everything in their house is covered with oil. I might have missed that, but everything in this person's house is covered with oil. And like the brother is like drinking drinking oil from a bottle like half the episode.
That's so weird, man.
And like he gets all these zits all over his face, like thousands of them, right? And he gets made fun of at school or whatever because of it. And he just has like has a breakdown, like a mental breakdown, and he like tackles his sister, throws her on the ground, climbs on top of her, gets down in her face. And he takes like his thousands of zits that he's got on his face, and he squeezes them all. He grabs his face from both sides and pushes everything towards the middle, like he's squishing his face. And he pops all of his zits, and there's just like the visual imagery is almost like you know what like canned cheese looks like the easy cheese.
Like crazy string, silly string.
Yeah, like silly string, or like the cheese, or like the cheese you get out of the can that you put on like Ritz crackers or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like picture like that, hundreds of those coming out of his face, and he makes them fall down onto his sister's face. So all the greasy pus fat from the zits are just falling down onto his sister's face. That was a messed up episode.
God. Dude, what the fuck?
Also, also window next door was really creepy, which is there's like this family moves into a house next to this other house that's really weird because the house next to them only has like 3 windows, one window on every wall, and the one window faces directly across from the bedroom window where the boy lives, and at night this like voice calls to him, and it's like, little boy, I have sweets, come visit me, and all this. And then one day he opens his window and he's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And he sees the person across from him, and it's like, and you saw the image of the person, Enzo, because Mandy posted it in the Discord.
Yeah.
And the creepy thing about the episode is that at the end of the episode, they show the wall of the other house, and it's like the wall has like, it's almost like something out of Nightmare on Elm Street, where like the wall like changes its shape because like the other person can't reach his window from where they are; it's too far. And they try to use a laundry pole or whatever to do it, but the kid knocks the laundry pole down. So this person's actually trying to crawl into this boy's bedroom at like night or whatever. And then one day during the day, they show the wall of the house next to them, and the wall has like changed its shape to create a tunnel that comes out from like the window has extended itself towards the boy's window, and has made like a tunnel out of the wall. It's hard to visualize, but that is like really friggin' creepy imagery. That was a really good episode. And then the one with the heads that are all attached, like the scalps that are all attached, like hundreds of them, under like this snake, that is a really, really fucked up imagery.
Yeah, that one was.
That one. So like those are some of the ones that were my favorites. But there's just, I would say every story in this anime was interesting for some reason or another. Like the one where the blood plants start growing out of people's necks. The one.
Oh, blood bubble bushes.
Blood bubble. The bridge episode was good.
Bubble bushes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The bridge episode was good. I mean, pretty much every episode was interesting. So I really did enjoy it actually. So, and thus I bought the manga. So I'll probably agree with you after I read the manga that the anime is not as good. But for those people that haven't read Junji Ito and like horror, I think this is a slam dunk for you because you're not going to be nitpicking the drawings and stuff like that because you don't know how good the originals are. So, yeah, and you can't expect, honestly, the animation to be as good as the manga because you have to understand that in order to animate something, they're creating hundreds of images that are almost the same image. They just move a little bit, and to get them to animate his level of detail is like a Studio Ghibli level job. And these anime studios just don't have that. They don't have the oomph to get that done. So it's almost how like the animators say they lose like $5 every time they draw an anime girl eye because it's so detailed that they're losing money by drawing them. Like it would be like that. They just don't. I don't think they have the manpower to animate something that's so detailed. And they probably grappled with that when they were working on it. I'm sure they knew they couldn't do justice to the manga because of how incredible the manga looks. But you're talking about having to draw a woman's messed up face in extreme detail once versus 30 times. So that's my take as to why it probably doesn't look as good. So I don't know. Maybe that's agreeable or not. I don't have much more to say about it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice trip to a classic horror story, to a classic horror anime that we don't get very often. And I really respected it for being different. So
that all sounded so intense, and I'm kind of low-key glad I didn't end up finishing the show. Wow.
Yeah, you're not a fan of horror, are you?
Well, like I like horror, but I don't like that kind of like. I like suspense more than like gory, gross horror stuff. Yeah.
I mean, there's an episode where like someone discovers that by putting a scarecrow on top of someone's grave, the soul from the dead body will like go into the scarecrow, and the scarecrows start to look exactly like the person does when they were alive.
What the fudge?
And then everybody realizes that this is happening, and so in order to be able to see their loved ones again, everybody starts putting scarecrows into their loved ones' graves because they all want their souls to go up into the scarecrow. So you get like this where like there's hundreds of scarecrows sticking out of these graves in the cemetery, and they all look like people because their faces have taken on the facial features of the person who died, and it looks just like them. And so, like, there's just weird, bizarre shit like that in here. I really liked it. I'm just going to go ahead and give it a score. I think Mandy and I are going to be really far apart on this.
Which isn't bad. I love that you enjoyed it, though, because Junji Ito is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I was ever bored during this. It was at times so gripping that the stories were truly engaging. It is not the best animated thing in the world. So it doesn't really feel like I can go much higher than a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4 spirals that will suck your eyeball down into your face out of 5.
That's Uzumaki.
On brand.
We're getting Uzumaki up in here. So yeah, basically what I was saying is I was not a fan of this because I came in already knowing the stories. I already knew how crazy and creative Junji Ito was, and so I had an expectation going in. And I don't think adaptations should be cheaply made copies of the original work. I feel like the fun of an adaptation is seeing the manga come to life and seeing what can be added to it through such things such as movement. So that's why I thought, man, Yuasa would be fantastic for this kind of genre or this kind of work. But because he knows how to definitely explore it. But if this was your first experience with Junji Ito and liked it, I think that's fantastic because he is a very interesting person and I cannot recommend his mangas enough. And I definitely think you should give them a shot. But for me personally, I'm going to give this a 2. I did not enjoy it at all.
Ouchies.
But I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah.
You got to stick to your guns. So. All right. If you're looking for classic horror stories, check out either buy the mangas or the manga collections of Junji Ito, or watch the anime. So there you have it. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Please.
It's time for an almighty anime mailbag. Anime.
Mailbag. If you want to leave us a mailbag, you can do it on our website, AAAPodcast.com. Right along the top, there's a mailbag button. You click that button, you send your mailbags, you're done. You done a good thing. First mailbag's by Icy Rose. This is the shortest mailbag. Who wants to read it?
I can do it. So as Mitch said, this one's by Icy Rose, a very loved listener. He says, "Hi, AAA host. With Sword Art Online Alternative, the spin-off series written by Keiichi Shigesawa of Kino's Journey of fame rather than the series author, Reki Kawahara, coming out in spring 2018 season. How do you guys feel about spin-offs of shows not written by the original author? Are you more inclined to check out a spin-off series if you're either unfamiliar with it or dislike if it's written by an author you respect, or would the series what I think the question here is, would you watch a spin-off if it's not written by the original author?
If it's a spin-off of a series I like, I'll probably be more likely to watch it regardless of the author. If it's an anime I don't, if I don't like the original anime, like say for example Lucky Star, which I'd rather carve my eyes out. I'd rather have Uzumakis on my face and lose my eyeballs and watch Lucky Star. I'm not even kidding. My favorite anime author of all time if friggin' Hayao Miyazaki made a Lucky Star spin-off, I would not watch it.
Interesting.
But if it's a story I like and I don't know who the author is and it's a spin-off, I'll watch it.
I think for me, I'm willing to give anything a shot. If I've liked the author's work in the past, I'll definitely be more willing to check it out. I can't think of anybody right off the top of my head, but there's an author that I really liked, and even if he made a story in an anime, or in another series that I wasn't a fan of, I would probably still give it a shot. I'm willing to, give anything a chance.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same boat too. I don't think I usually, before the podcast, I never really paid attention to who was directing anything. but now I do. But even then, I think I'm more on Mandy's side where I would watch. I'll pretty much watch anything that I think that catches my attention. So if it's a spin-off of the character from a show and it's not by the original writer of the original show, I don't think I'd mind that too much, as long as the trailer or like the description kind of gets to me from the start.
All right, I'm gonna read the next one, and this next mailbag is way too long, so I'm gonna just say, please write shorter mailbags. This one's actually, I even trimmed this one down a little bit, so I can't be reading your mailbag for 4 minutes, right?
Yeah.
It's not fair to anybody. So next time I get a mailbag that's this long, I'm just gonna delete it. So you've been warned. Hello, AAA Podcast. This is from Cyberspace Cowboy. I'm sure you're a great person and I love you, but you've been warned. Hello, AAA Podcast. I was listening to your last drinking game episode, and recall that someone mentioned the possibility of doing these kinds of episodes more often. It was probably Kimiko. With this in mind, I would like to pose a suggestion for your next drinking game, an anime that is due to premiere during the upcoming summer 2018 season. It is called Grand Blue, and it is an adaptation of a manga by the same name. Now, while I cannot yet vouch for the anime since it has not yet been released, I have read the manga, and it is one of the few literary works I know of that can make me laugh uncontrollably on a regular basis. It has a very avid fan base as well, and we are all looking forward to this animated debut. Warning that there are some spoilers below, but nothing past the general premise of the manga/anime and the names of the main characters. The Grand Blue drinking game. Someone strips or loses clothing, 1 shot. Someone's sexuality is questioned, 1 shot. For every, quote, Titan face, 1 shot. You laugh, 1 shot. Someone is forced to drink alcohol, 2 shots. Iori, the main character, betrays a friend or is betrayed, 2 shots. Chisa, the main heroine, messes with, betrays, or retaliates at Iori, 2 shots. If they go scuba diving,
shots. Wow.
If they go scuba diving, finish your drink. This happens rarely, despite the fact that Grand Blue is supposed to be an anime/manga about diving. So, I mean, if we watch it and it seems like a good choice for a drinking game, then sure, why not? Of course, the last time we did a drinking game, I literally had to scrape a AAA podcast host off the floor of my condo. So,
I think right now it'd be really awkward. Because right now, it's just you on camera.
Yeah.
That'd be really awkward.
We need to figure out how to get the split screen.
I think, either we figure out the camera shit, or we do it on an episode where we all show up in person.
I'm also not a big drinker.
We just need software that doesn't suck. So I don't care. I don't care that YouTubers use OBS. It's crap software. So we need something better. So,
okay.
Yep. Okay. Next.
I can do the next one.
All right.
Yotoru Vegeta writes,
you have to read this one in your voice again.
Which one?
Just kidding. It's too long.
Which one?
Oh man.
You have to read.
Trying to read.
You must read this 100-word mailbag in your Jigglypuff voice. You'll never speak again after that. Okay, never mind.
It'd be really hard after a while.
No,
because I think I'd lose the voice. But yo, AAA, here is a simple question. I think, what is your favorite anime vehicle? Also, can we give our new host official titles? May I suggest them? Enzo, when your tummy is rumbling, you transform into the Hanga Demon. Or we could just call you Pizza Bitch, as Mitsuki lovingly refers to you.
God damn it, why is that? Why is that an idea? Huh? Huh?
Mandy, you're henceforth known as the Bishi Princess. I am the princess of all Bishis. Thank you.
That's fine.
So, what do you think?
So, have I ever called you Pizza Bitch?
I don't
recall.
If you have, I mean, not that I'm not offended by it.
I know.
I am a pizza bitch.
All right. Certainly the man loves his pizza, and I hope to have the best pizza of my life when I visit New York City in August. What?
Wow, 24th, baby.
Ramen and pizza.
Literally, like, y'all think we're kidding, but I really think we're gonna wake up, go get ramen, go to get ramen again, and then go see Aladdin, and then go get like ramen after.
This is what I want.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, it's gonna happen.
This is what I want. And I want to see the Statue of Liberty and eat pizza. That's what I want.
Oh, we should definitely do that. Yeah.
Is there such a thing as a ramen pizza?
Well,
does that exist?
I mean, you could. you could certainly try to make
There's
it.
probably
I
like
feel
pizza.
like you try to make that.
I feel like I've had pizza flavored cup noodle before.
Interesting.
My favorite vehicle is Kaneda's motorcycle. So after I bought my own sport bike and rode it around for quite a bit, it's super fun. So I have a different appreciation now for motorcycles than I did when I watched Akira years ago. And Kaneda's motorcycle is just badass as hell.
Yeah.
So that's what I would want. That's what I would want.
I think my favorite vehicle is still the swordfish. I just think it's just so aesthetically well designed.
It is nice looking.
Yeah, it's red, it's fast.
Is it red? Isn't it more of a pink color?
It's like, well, I mean, like the hues in anime back then are like not accurate. It's a red.
I guess it is. I guess it is depicted as red on most models. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite vehicle. And also, I don't really have a title, but on the Discord, I'm the Golden Kohai. Right, so that's what I got.
I'm the Pope of the Church of Mitsuki, so that's.
Yes.
I'm the manga monarch.
I love that, the manga monarch.
For me, mine is a motorcycle and it's rad. It's a motor rad. I love Hermes from Hina's Journey because he's sassy. So yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's fine.
All right. Who's up now? Who wants to read the next one?
Yeah, I got it. This mailbag comes from Rock Around the World. And they say, "Hey, AAA podcast team, long-time listener, first-time writer. Thanks so much for making my anime addiction worse. Sorry for the long question in advance. The reason I finally decided to reach out was because of Takahata's passing this week. I, like many of us, am a huge fan of his work, but it was Grave of the Fireflies that absolutely changed my view on how powerful animation in anime can be. It is, in my opinion, the best anime movie, if not anime in general, that has been created so far. Like it, Now and Then, Here and There, also had a very similar effect on me. Both depict very real elements of humanity packaged in a format meant for young and old. My question then, is there any anime or other animated works that have personally changed your worldview or affected you so emotionally that it forced you to either reevaluate or solidify a previously held viewpoint? Thanks again." It's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For me, it's always like, I can't. It's never gonna be a more formative anime than Beck, because it kind of just taught me that, like, even like, just if you just pour passion into something, or you just like pick up something that you find interesting and just give it your all, it takes up your alone time in a very productive way, and then it can also lead to really good opportunities, and opportunities not just musically, but like also just like community wise and friendship wise. So it made me pick up guitar, which ended my like lonely slump of my life. So that's mine.
I agreed with Grave of the Fireflies because I think when I originally watched it, it was around the first time that I realized anime didn't have to be fun. Because before that, everything else that I watched before then was, even if it had some drama in it, it was still fun or action-packed. And that was the first one. I was like, oof, this is really good, but it definitely smacked me in a sad place. But also, I saw Mitz had this one too, was Shirobako, because I learned a lot about the process that goes into anime creation and all the different kind of complications that could arise. And that one taught me a lot. And I put down, not gonna lie, Kuroko no Basket. That one taught me a lot. Look, it was the first one that got me interested in anime sports.
You just like the boy butts.
And basketball, because before that, I knew nothing about basketball. I still only know a little bit, but yeah, I'm definitely willing to watch basketball now.
Yeah, now you know that if you bring your lucky item, you can shoot a 3 from anywhere in the court.
Heck yes, if you bring your spoon.
If you bring your lucky spoon of the day,
Good Lord, what the
love hell? Him.
He's so ridiculous. He's so ridiculous. Yeah.
So I really appreciated that this person mentioned now and then here and there, because it means they listened to me recommend that, and then they went and watched it. And it doesn't sound like they were disappointed by it, since they put it in the same sentence as Grave of the Fireflies, which is pretty good praise. So for me, I'm not really sure any anime has had a super big impact on me, but I can say that I do appreciate certain things more than I did before. So like I think I learned a lot about baseball from watching baseball anime, especially like I think Big Windup especially was one that I think sort of taught me about the mental game between the batter and the pitcher. So I don't think I really understood the mental aspect of that sort of one-on-one battle that goes on. So that was pretty interesting. And also, as Mandy said, the creation of anime, there's a few times that I've run into anime that have talked about this. First one was Golden Boy episode 6, where he works as he works in like an art studio, like an animation studio. Otaku no Video dabbles with this a bit. There's also Animation Runner Kuromi or something. I haven't seen that, but I know that that's probably in the same vein. And of course, again, as Mandy said, Shirobako gives probably one of the best. Shirobako and the Golden Boy episode give really comprehensive views at the animation process. Of course, Golden Boy's process is more of like the way that they used to do it, because that anime is from the 90s, I think. So they're not like, they're not putting like wet acetate photos on like a thing and photographing them and then photographing them and then photographing them the way that they used to. They're using like mostly I think it's just digital stuff now. But if you're ever wondering how anime used to be made, you can go watch that episode and find out, and also laugh your ass off because Golden Boy's so funny. So, all right, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, good answers, guys. Those
Sounds
are
like
nice.
fun. Yay!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see Rose brought up a good one. Bakuman. I almost forgot about that. It teaches a lot about the manga industry.
Oh, Bakuman's super good.
So
yeah, that anime's super good.
Next week, guys, we are picking our summer 2018 anime.
Wow, we're already in summer. What the heck?
Quick!
Wow.
I mean,
Okay.
a lot of these anime are getting ready to end. Like Megalobox is up to its 11th episode, so that one's got one. Or I think
but
that one has 2 left.
I just feel like we just picked our spring. Wow.
Time flies.
Time flies, baby. Time flies.
That's coming up next week. We're gonna be doing our picks. So look forward to that. I know those are my favorite episodes generally, so I really like that. And of course, if you want to find out what we're doing on the episode after that, and then after that, you can go to our website, AAAPodcast.com. You scroll down a little bit, and on the main site, there's a section about halfway down that shows you what we have going on for the next 4 weeks, so you can kind of be in the loop as to what's going to happen. And of course, while you're on the website, you can always, if you want to support the podcast, you can do that at AAAPodcast.com/join, which will get you all of our extra content. We're going to do an after party right after this. So, and there's probably 300 after parties alone on there. So it's just an endless amount of content for you to enjoy. And aside from that, join the Discord, and we'll see you next week. And do you guys want to have any closing comments?
Yeah. Watch the World Cup.
Yes.
It can literally change your life if you find inspiration through it.
Yeah.
Go out to a local bar that's playing the games if you have nothing else to do, and just experience people from all fucking types of places enjoy this one thing together. It's a beautiful thing. It really is.
It's the beautiful game.
It really is. And subscribe to us on iTunes. That shit's important. If you really love us, please support us. We love that stuff.
Yeah, we
love
love
you guys. Join the Discord so we can play Pictionary online together, and I can laugh at your dumb drawing skills.
Also join the Discord so you can come to Manga Club doing Vagabond the 27th. So what we do is we just read the manga before and then discuss it on the discussion day in our chat. And it's at 10 p.m. Eastern time.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for those of you listening. Thank you to everybody who watched live. And it's time for the after party. Peace out.
Peace out, guys. Love
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.